very, very hard for the last 18 weeks. I'm very, very proud of each and every one of us. And we've been discussing a matter that is grave, quite serious in nature, and that is the problem of drugs and alcohol in the country today. With any further ado, I'd like to introduce the principal of Delaware Valley Elementary School, who has not only been a huge and strong supporter of the DARE program, but someone who really cares about the youth of today and realizes the importance of such programs. Not only is she a fantastic principal, she's also a good friend of mine. At this time, I'd like to introduce Sonia Cole, principal of Delaware Valley.
Respond by saying to Sergeant Buki that what we have given him are a wonderful group of kids, and I'd like you to applaud yourselves because you are a good group of kids. And secondly, we have some more applause because good kids aren't invented, they're made by good parents, so let's give our parents a good round of applause. And along with that, after parents send us to school, they're made by good teachers. So let's give our teachers a round of applause. We all know that that's the magic formula. Good students, good parents, good schools. And that's how we come out with a winning society. We have a slogan at Delaware Valley. And I'm sure all our kids know it, and I think our parents know it because it's on our smilogram every month. And our slogan is that our school is a magic place. We are making tomorrow. Sitting in front of me are tomorrow's citizens, and we are determining what happens with them. We are determining if school is important to them. We are determining if their family is important to them. We are determining if their peers are more important than the good rules that we've taught them. And that's where Officer Phil fits in, because he's helping them to understand that it's okay to be your own person. It's okay not to follow the crowd. In fact, it's a real good idea to use your own head. Those are the same values we as parents teach our children, and the same values we as school personnel teach your children. I think we've done a wonderful job. What do you think?
Thank you so much. I think everything that was talked about there is really important. And that's what makes the DARE program so important, that we all work together as a team. It's not just the kids working together or Officer Phil, but the parents, the schools, community organizations, county officials, borough, township officials, law enforcement, everybody working together as a team. And I think that's why this program has been such a success. There is no politics involved in drug and alcohol abuse. It affects everyone. It affects everyone in this world, as we learned in the DARE classes, and as we were teaching our 18th class. We heard of stories coming from South America, from Europe, and even the Soviet Union, that it is a problem that faces worldwide proportions. So we need to work on this as a team. That's what makes the DARE program such a huge success. I would like to welcome you today to our DARE Culmination Assembly. DARE has been a cooperative effort between the Pike County Sheriff's Office and the Delaware Valley School District. A big thank you goes to Superintendent James Melody, Assistant Superintendent Candace Finan, who have been such strong supporters of this program. Another big thank you goes to my boss, Harry Geiger, the Sheriff of Pike County, and also Chief Deputy Mario Buda. Because of their dedication and hard work, DARE has become a reality in the Delaware Valley School District. For my first day as a DARE officer, I was greeted with open arms from the principal to teachers and staff of the entire school. We functioned as a team with one goal in our minds, our children. I wish to thank everybody, every one of you, for all of your help. Teaching there has been such a positive experience in my life. In the past 13 years of my law enforcement career, nothing has touched my life quite in the same way. Along with teaching in class, I have also spent time out on the playground with the children. Well, football and basketball were easy, but the girls asking me to do hopscotch was a little hard at first. But I tried my best. I wish I got to spend more time with them out on the playground. The classes just didn't allow this sometimes. I'm very proud to have a part of the lives of these young people before me, my 5th grade class. They have worked very, very hard for the past 17 weeks and have showed me that their message is clear and that their commitment is to say no to drugs and alcohol. We've spent many hours discussing strategy to win this war against drugs. The class participation, enthusiasm by all the students and teachers involved have been an inspiration to all. We have learned many things in there. We've learned the 4 types of peer pressure, and we learned the 8 ways to say no, and that it was okay to be yourself and stand up for what you believe in. Kids, I want you to remember one thing, very, very important today, that your parents are your best friends, and to always trust them and talk with them when problems arise. It has been a privilege to have been able to come into your classrooms and into your lives most of all. You have really made me feel like I'm a part of your class, and you made me feel like I belong. If someone needs to talk to Officer Phil about a problem, he felt open to come to me, no matter what it was. Drug and alcohol abuse is a life and death issue and is to be taken very, very seriously. I have given you all of my love and care and have told you that you will always have a friend in Officer Phil. I am proud of each and every one of you. You have done a fantastic job. I wish you all the luck in the future, especially next year in the middle school. But I also will follow you in the future years to come. I know, and I've seen in the schools, that if America's youth stays strong in their commitment to say no to drugs and alcohol, that the next generation of youth will make this country a drug-free America. Thank you. Very special person, especially when it comes to DARE. And it's because of his commitment and the chief's commitment why DARE has been a reality in this county. He's given me as the deputy sheriff full reign to teach this program in the school. It's my full-time job. And it is because of his effort and his dedication that DARE is a reality here today. At this time, I would like to introduce the Sheriff of Pike County, Harry Geiger.
Thank you, Phil. I want to congratulate all the students today who are going to get their certificates. You've done one heck of a job. I've read some of your essays, seen some of your artwork. First of all, I owe some thanks to some people who when we go to for money, kind of cringe. And that's the commissioners of our county. Without their help, Phil wouldn't be here. I had to get a commitment from them for budgetary expenses, of which we have tried to recover as much as possible, but it's still not all of the expenses that support Phil in the program. So at this time, I'd like to represent, to honor our 3 commissioners who I think are all here today. Commissioner Thompson, Commissioner Jonas, and Commissioner Brink. Without their okay on the budgetary expenses, we wouldn't have a program many times. Our program is in its 2nd year, and we're very proud of the distance that it's come in that short a time. I've been at 3 of these this is the 4th culmination exercise I've been pleased to be at. And we've often said that we wish we could clone Phil and use him in some of the other schools as we go throughout the district. Well, we're starting to make that step. We've just had another part-time deputy graduate from the Dare Academy, and Frank will be taking on some of Phil's load. At this time, I'd like to introduce Frank Brunner and his wife, Shirley, over here. When Frank came back from school, he didn't realize it was going to be as difficult as it was. He said it was the roughest weeks he's ever put in his life. In addition to that, we've been contacted by, as you all know, we're in Middle Smithfield Township now. We're about 600 or 800 Pike County students attend school. We started down there this year. The culmination down there, their first culmination down there will be Friday. Since the inception of the program down there, we have been contacted by the East Stroudsburg Police Department, who wants to sit down with us and discuss training of an officer and soliciting help in setting up a program with the East Stroudsburg Police Department, which we're always willing to help. There's three more elementary school districts down there that have to be serviced, which we don't feel that the taxpayers of Pike County shouldn't have to burden. So they're going to take over one of the schools down there. And yesterday, about 2 months ago, we sat down with the National Park Service and the Chief Ranger and discussed possibly getting some of their manpower into the program. We had a visit yesterday from one of their officers, and their budget has been approved for 2 officers to go to training, and they're soliciting help now to get their program started. They're going to try to take over a couple of the grade schools that East Stroudsburg Police Department doesn't handle. So we're proud that our influence has shown other districts that it can be done, and we'll show them how to do it. But they have to produce the money and the manpower. So with that in mind, I just want you to know that we're not standing still. As soon as we can recruit more people in various police agencies, we would like to have every school district in the county of Pike and every school district in the state funded for a DARE program. That's the eventual aim of DARE itself, is to get into every school district in the nation. And I hope we're successful. I'm sure these kids are pleased with what they've learned. At this time, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, who is Special Assistant to the Governor, who has taken over for a man who was very helpful to us when we started our program. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Thomas O'Donnell, Special Assistant to the Governor.
County Commissioners, teachers, it's one of the most significant efforts to inform people about the problems of drug and alcohol in the United States of America. And there are some critics of the program, but I think they missed the point. As I went around the state looking at some of these programs, I was very much impressed with the effectiveness of the officers as teachers. In fact, I was very surprised, having spent most of my life in either college teaching or secondary teaching, or I've even taught in the elementary school, at exactly how the relationship between the officers and the students kind of evolved. And I think that was because of the way the officers were chosen to get into the program. They wanted to be in the program, and they had special kinds of skills to make them effective in the program, and that shows all the way through the program. secondly, I think the program is very effective because it brings the schools out of their isolation. Schools do tend to be, even though we don't want to admit it at times, isolated institutions operating by themselves. But I think that the DARE program and the Student Assistance Program tended to bring the schools and the community much more together than had previously existed. Thirdly, I think the program is a success because it alerts the students to the kinds of problems and difficulties which have become more than enormous in our society. And I'll try not to use any big words, but for the sake of the parents, I think they'll understand the notion of how drugs have made for dysfunctional families, how drugs have torn apart children from parents, how parents have simply abandoned children in some cases, and how without grandmothers and grandfathers in some situations, this society could not have functioned because we may have had a lost generation of young mothers and fathers because of drugs. Fourthly, I think it's important for this major reason. DARE gives the student an opportunity to make up their own minds. Not the media, because the media is very fickle, let's face it. First, the media told us all through the 1930s and 40s and 50s in the movies, smoking was good. It was romantic. It was something that was expected. Now they tell us it's not good. The movies and television and the electronic media have sold us on a few ideas that are not so great. So without listening to the media necessarily, but making up your own mind between the things that have been taught by the teachers, by the officers, by the school, and by the home, you're going to make up your mind for a better future, for a brighter future. And hopefully, you'll never forget what you've been taught in those early years, that drugs and alcohol can ruin your life. In fact, it could kill you. And I think finally, that when I started in this, I said to myself, you know, I have a naive question to ask myself, and that is, what is it that makes Americans want to become the largest consumer of illegal drugs in the history of the world? And I thought, well, that's naive. But the longer I'm in this, the more I am convinced that that really isn't a naive question, that it may be the central question that we have to resolve this crisis. And I think DARE is a beginning step in that process. And so to the parents, to the commissioners, to the school, and to those teachers and officers and students that are functioning in this process, I think you're in a very worthwhile process. I think your community and yourselves are to be congratulated. And finally, congratulations to you on this graduation exercise. Thank you.
I would like to award you, Dr. Thomas O'Donnell, a DARE hat and a DARE t-shirt from our Delaware Valley 5th grade class.
Thank you very much, and Officer Phil has picked the proper size. Double XL.
And I want to thank Dr. Thomas O'Donnell so much for coming so very far today to be with us here today. I think it definitely shows us that we are all working together to do something about this horrible problem in the United States today. At this time, I would like to tell the audience that we had a DARE essay contest in each classroom, and the kids just did a super job on their essays. And we did have one outstanding winner for each classroom, and we will be calling them up shortly. I just want to give them some forewarning, because I can hear some knees knocking together in that audience out there. So, kids, I want you to relax. Just remember, just come up and do the best that you can. Also, the kids have been working very hard on their class skits. And they've been doing little things, and we're going to have a little play for our audience today on things that they've learned in DARE and things that they would like to portray and get across on the dangers of drugs and alcohol. So at this time, I would like to do our Just Say No class skit. At this time, I would like Mrs. Haupt's 5th grade class. Please come up in front of...
No, nice shirt, though. Oh, come on, you chicken. No, where's get the shoe? Oh, chicken, come on. Oh, nice pants. Come here. We have just used changing the subject. Oh, no, not again. Come on, just try it. Don't be a baby. We have just used ignoring. Won't they ever leave us alone? They're boss. Come on, you want to know? No, come on. No! Strength in numbers. H-O-T-T-O-G-O, hot to go, hot to go. Are there children hot to go? Say woo. Hot to go, say woo. Hot to go. When is the learning you think we won't post the bit unstuck. We'll turn our pants and walk away. That is all we have to say. Drugs, abuse, resistance, education, dare.
Second round again. Great job, class. Excellent. I like that cheerleading again. Good job, class. Good job. Okay, next we have Miss Feller's 5th grade class. Miss Feller's class, please come on up. You guys want to come up to the microphone? Sure, come on up.
Blame it on cocaine. Yeah, yeah. Blame it on the drugs that you do at night. But whatever you do, don't put the blame on me. Blame it on cocaine. Yeah, yeah. It messes up your brain. Yeah, yeah. Your life goes down the drain. Yeah, yeah. So just blame it on cocaine. Yeah, yeah.
Good job, class. Very good. And the message from Ms. Feller's class is we discussed a lot of things, a lot of problems that we're having with South America and some of the cocaine trade. They decided to do the rap on Blame It on Cocaine, which is one of the most abused drugs in the United States today. Okay, the next class I would like to introduce Mrs. Shays, 5th grade class. Please come up to the front.
pressure. We are going to show you the 8 ways of saying no in a little skit. Thank you. Say no. Make up a reason or an excuse. Don't be a broken record. Just walk away. Teammate cold shoulder. Change the subject. Avoid the situation. There is strength in numbers. Just say no. Hi, my name is Vanessa Ward. These 4 boys are going to be putting peer pressure on my team using the 4 different ways to say no. Hey, kid! Yeah, we got some stuff you just gotta try. Pot, you know, marijuana, pot, yeah, right, chicken. Look, take it from the pro. This stuff's so good, look how I turned out. Hey, look, we're having a party at my house. You gonna have some beer? Come on over. Yeah, I can take baseball.
One of the major things that we emphasize in the DARE program, we talk about the 4 types of peer pressure. You will hear it over and over again today. And it is the #1 reason why young people in a survey nationwide said that they got involved with drugs. It's because of peer pressure and because of a friend. That's something that really surprised so many kids in the class. When they hear about drug abuse, they're thinking about somebody that's coming out of the woods and looking dirty, or the old mean old drug dealer. And they don't realize that dealing with peer pressure, dealing with friends sometimes, is the hardest thing to do. And we discussed this in length in the class, how it is important to be yourself, and how it is cool today to say no and be yourself. And they've done just an excellent job of memorizing the different types of peer pressures and know how to handle the years to come. Last but not least, Ms. Rupsky's 5th grade class. Class 6.
Hi, my name is Beth Slosny. I'm from Miss Rupsky's 5th grade class. We'd like to show you our skit we did on healthy ways to relieve stress. I've got a test tomorrow. I need beer. I want to be a model and I reject it. I need a cigarette. My girlfriend dumped me for an older guy. I need a wine cooler. Hey, come on, you guys. You're interested in having coloring in stress. These kids know some healthy ways to relieve stress. Hula hoop, skate, eat, shop, skate, swim, do things with my friends, drawing, play baseball, play basketball. I'll play basketball. I'm going to mom. I'll draw. I'll play baseball. Too many Americans these days use drugs and alcohol to relieve stress, but we say, don't use drugs!
Excellent job, class. There's another part of the DARE program that talks about stress, and we talk about many healthy alternatives of what we can do as 5th graders in the years to come. And that's something that was very important for us to discuss. Well, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, and all our 5th graders will be receiving their beautiful DARE diplomas. Again, I would like to tell you how proud I am of each and every one of you. Audience, please hold your applause till the whole class receives the diploma. At this time, I would like to call up Mrs. Shea. Mrs. Shea, fifth grade teacher. Thank you.
Before I start with the diplomas, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the fifth grade team at the Delaware Valley Elementary School to just say to you, if there's ever been a human being 1,000% devoted to keeping your children off drugs, it's Sergeant Philip Yuki. Douglas Addy. Melissa Augusta. Gwendolyn Conklin. Nicholas Cormack. Jeffrey Caton. Jeremy Kirkendall. Michael I. Michael Gavoyle. Jamie Kalin. Walter Lemke. Christina LaJuda. Erica Lyon. Paul Martini. William Mitchell. Courtney Orban. Erica Presto. Tanya Frisco. William Rogers. Corey Smith. Sarah Steele. Jessica Sutton. Vanessa Ward.
This time, how about you now? Okay, this time we'll have Mrs. Howe's fifth grade class please come to the stage.
my class was Tricia Balch. Tiffany Benson. Andrew Bueller. Colleen Burnett. Michelle Corcoran. Mark Curtis. Gemini Davis. Christina Dilma. Garrett I. Michael Ferletti. Robert Gay. Anthony Gastisha. Joanne Herskovitz. Christopher Holzer. Marianne Kane. Seth Markwalter. Juliana Pelican. Joseph Rutherford. Jennifer Rosenkrantz. Elizabeth Rothstein. Randy Sloboda. Aaron Stroyan. Jennifer Theodore. Eric Thiel. Brian Willis. And Paul Wiseman.
How about a round of applause? This time I would like to introduce Miss Feller's fifth grade class. Please come up to the front stage.
Alana Baez. Brent Coppertino. Eric Crosden. Teresa Crump. Robert Davies. Amanda Dietz. Heather Gunn. Darren Fisk.
Jody Gagnon, Jesse Gavala, Joe Grompone, Corey Houston, Tiffany Keller, Brian Kilbride, Ryan Kuhn, Christopher Kyle, Heather Lemke, Michael Marion, Everett McKean, Erica Mesmer, Michael Nuzzo, Caitlin Plow, Teresa Rosansky, Chad Snyder, John Souza, Kathleen Sturck, Jennifer Strauss,
Round of applause for Sheldon. Last but not least, Ms. Robson's fifth grade class. Please come to the front of the stage.
Andrew Anderson, Candace Bath, Jackie Benson, Edward Coda, Amanda Cottaccini, Catherine Cornelius, Jill Doherty, Kara Finan, Richard Flood, Dolores Braswell, Jonathan Camille, Colleen Kern, Casey Malone, Danny Mercado,
Meyer. Nissa Peterson. Peter Pinto. Trish Pratt. Casey Frisco. Nathaniel Prue. William Rutherford. Kelly Marie Smith. John Wardock. Kara Weber. Herbert Wiseman. Beth Selassie.
A round of applause. I would like to thank everybody in the audience for being so patient with us. It does take us quite a while to get our certificates out to everybody. And now it's easy for me to see why there has been such a success with those smiling faces I have up here today. As of this date, including 2 more schools that we will finish by the end of June, as of this 1992 school year, we will have graduated over 650 DARE students. So we're really real proud of the numbers, and we're real happy to see what's coming back to us now in the middle school and in the high school. And that's something I want my 5th graders to know, that there are many things offered by the school district in years to come. There's a junior SASA in the middle school that you can be involved in. There's also a SASA here in the high school. SASA stands for Students Against Substance Abuse. I had the privilege to work with these high school students last year. And they just are fantastic, and they are strong in their commitment. So there are many things in the years to come for you to stay in your commitment to say no to drugs and alcohol. Our essay winners have been kind of nervous. We kind of had a vote today. At first we're going to have them come up and read their papers, but we kind of took a vote. We decided that we're just going to have them come up and receive their prize instead of reading their papers. We had an essay in each 5th grade class. I would like to say that this person in each class was picked as the most outstanding person in their 5th grade class. When I call your name, please come up to the front of the stage to receive your prize. In Ms. Rupsky's class, the essay winner for outstanding DARE paper was Nissa Patterson. Please come up to the front of the stage. Ms. Fella's class, essay winner was Erica Mesimer. Please come up to the front of the stage. House 5th grade class, Michelle Fortran. Last but not least, my cool dudes, Mrs. Shea's 5th grade class, Billy Rogers. Every year we kind of change our prizes. We try to keep the kids on their toes. You can't guess what you're getting. And this year we have a beautiful solid bronze DARE medallion, which will be awarded to each prize winner. Congratulations. every one of you is a winner. And I wish each and every one of you could be up here to get that. Remember what we said. You worked very hard in DARE, and you earned it. You earned them t-shirts. When you wear that DARE shirt, you're putting out a message. Your message is say no to drugs and alcohol. That's very, very important. There's also a person I would like to recognize here today. There's another fifth grade teacher who we just had some good news on who had occurred from a baby girl. And I would like to thank publicly before the audience. Also, Mrs. Joy, please stand up. You have beautiful baby Joy out there. I wish you best with the baby, and I really appreciate you coming all this way to be here with us today. And thank you for all your help also. There's been so many people to thank, and if I forget someone, please excuse me, because it's just such a super team. The art teachers for the posters and the materials, everybody involved. It's just been such a huge success. When you take into account, there's over 110 people here that showed for the culmination today. That shows what a success there is. Out of 99 students, here we have 110 parents that gave their time to come here today. And that really makes us feel great inside. That there is people out here, we are working together. And that's what's going to make a difference out there. I have a short poem I would like to read to everybody. It's kind of fitting. No matter how old you are, kids, 19 or 92, all you really need to know you learned in kindergarten. All I really need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there is Sandpilot Sunday School. These are the things I've learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt someone. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some things, some, and draw and paint some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup. The roots go down, and the leaves and the plant grows up, but nobody really knows why. We are all like that. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup, they all die, and so do we. And then remember Dick and Jane books, and the first word you learn, and the biggest word of all, look. Everything you need to know is in there somewhere. The golden rule, love, basic sanitation, ecology, politics and equality, and sane living. Take any of those items and put it into today's sophisticated 1990 adult terms and apply it to your family life or to your work or to your government or to your world, and it holds true and clear that think what a better world it would be if all of us, the whole world, had cookies and milk about 3 o'clock every afternoon and then lay down with our blankies for a nap. Or if all governments had a basic policy to put things back where they found them or to clean up their own mess. And it is still true, no matter how old you are, kids, when you go out into the world, it's best to hold hands and stick together. Thank you. At this time, I would like to thank a very, very special person in my life, and we've been friends for a real long time. And Sergeant Phil has been dubbed the singing officer this year. I like to play the guitar and sing. I have a very special friend who is a music teacher for Delaware Valley Elementary School. We've prepared something for each and every guest here today. I think it's a fitting end to our DARE graduation today. And the name of it is the Dare Bear Song. Fifth graders, please stand up and face the audience.